Hi folks, this is your MWIS planning outlook as we look into the Easter weekend and beyond. The overall weather pattern at the moment very much dominated by a large area of low pressure circulating slowly across Western Europe, keeping things very unsettled. There's some quite chilly air as well trapped within this circulation, although temperatures will tend to lift for a time as we head into the weekend. Let's have a look through the freezing level situation, and this is on Wednesday morning, and again it's very low, down to 400 metres or so first thing in the morning. That will lift during the daytime, getting up towards 800 to 1000 metres as some less cold air just circulates in from the southeast. Across England and Wales though, hovering at around 800 metres or even lower than that at times in showers across Wales. Where skies clear overnight on Wednesday night into Thursday, some frost will form in some of the valleys and the glens, leading to quite a varied freezing level first thing in the morning. But by the time we go through into the middle of the day, it's typically between around 800 to 1000 metres and lifting a bit higher than that through the afternoon towards around 1200 metres or so through Thursday afternoon. The high tops then staying with temperatures near to freezing point. Friday sees a similar situation with the freezing level at around 1000 metres or lifting just above as we go into the afternoon time, and taking things onwards into the weekend, that freezing level is typically just a bit higher than where it will have been during the middle of the week. Again, near to freezing though on those highest tops, around 1000 to 1200 metres or so, that value just tending to lift through the afternoon. By Easter Sunday, that freezing level just looking that bit higher again, and really only the highest tops in Scotland near to freezing point. It shows up here as around 1400 metres, so we're a few degrees above freezing for most places by this stage. But just to take that sequence a bit further on, and there's some chillier air waiting in the wings to the northeast that shows signs of coming back in as we go into Monday and Tuesday, with that freezing level dropping once more across the Highlands down even below 800 metres, possibly 600 metres, with the risk of a much markedly colder air mass coming around from the northeast. The snow coverage on the ground, most extensive across the Scottish Highlands, eastern and central parts in particular at this stage through the middle of the week. That will stay in place across the higher mountains through the days ahead. Things will just thaw gradually up to mid-elevations, and toward the weekend some thawing will take place up toward the Munros. The model chart here does lose a fair amount of the snow on the ground, but bearing in mind the higher mountain tops will still hold on to some fairly sizable amounts of snow coverage on those high tops. So some icy conditions to contend with still heading into this weekend. Take things on into the start of next week, and that colder air returning does bring the prospect for some further snowfalls as well. You can see how the model map just starts to fill in again across northern Scotland, at least through into Monday and Tuesday of next week. All very unsettled then in the days ahead. This is the weather map for Wednesday of this week, and low pressure centred to the west of Ireland, quite a deep feature, and spiralling various weather fronts around itself, giving that scope for some rain and some hill snow, quite extensive across the Highlands during Wednesday, and areas of rain and heavy showers sweeping across England and Wales, these with hail and the risk of thunder as we go through the daytime, especially into the afternoon. Now, it really does remain a very messy and unsettled story through the remainder of this week. Low pressure continuing to rotate around, various complex features just circulating that general centre of low pressure, so some areas of rain and some hill snow, and some heavy showers with hail and thunder in the mix, particularly England and Wales through Thursday. Easterly winds continuing for Scotland, so once more the far west and northwest may well escape with drier conditions. Some further rain and hill snow may well move in from the south during the day. Really tricky to get any absolute detail in the forecast, it must be said though, even a couple of days forwards as these things circulate slowly. One model indication here, for example, has another centre of low pressure up toward the north of Scotland. That's not clear cut whether that develops at all, it must be said, by the time we go into Good Friday. But broadly, it's still low pressure in charge. Areas of showers moving around slowly, I think, is the detail we can get at this stage. The main difference into the weekend is just that we go slightly further away from the main driving force of low pressure. So although, yes, there's still showers in the forecast for some, there's also some greater chance of drier and brighter conditions in there as well. Temperatures a bit milder, as we mentioned too, so feeling quite pleasant if you do get away from the showers and see a good majority of the day staying dry. By Easter Sunday, just got to watch a deepening low toward the southwest of Britain. Again, by this stage, that could strengthen the easterly wind once more, especially over England and Wales. Much to play for in terms of detail on that chart, it must be said. Wales has some risk of some rain moving back up from the south. Further north, greater chance for staying drier and brighter, with best of sunshine and cloud breaks toward the western side of Scotland, with that general east to southeasterly wind. Very difficult to get detail then in that forecast through into the start of next week, but the general trend keeps low pressure toward the south of the British Isles. High pressure is away toward the north, up towards Iceland and Greenland, and that keeps that door open to a colder northeasterly type of airflow coming out of Scandinavia, and there's the prospect for a few days next week for some much colder conditions coming back into Scotland at least. More likely unsettled again across England and Wales with low pressure in charge, with least of precipitation overall once more toward the western part of Scotland in the shelter from those easterly winds. Do stay up to date then with the latest forecasts during the days ahead. All your local information for 3 days forward can be found on our website. That is your planning outlook for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.